Just try this. What am I even doing, dude? Ooh, AKM kill, okay. So hello gamers and welcome back to another video. Shotguns are one of the most hated classes, but secondary shotguns are very popular. I see a lot of super shorties in game, and that's not the only secondary shotgun. There's quite a few of them. So today I wanted to show off every single secondary shotgun and tell you which ones are the best. Our first one is one that people don't really remember, which is the 22 Rat Shot conversion on the 1911. This ammo type seems on paper to be kind of busted if you think about it. You get 10 rounds, extremely low recoil, and you're like, well, it does 9 damage, but it does 9 times 4, so that's still 36 damage, a 3-shot kill, and it has a 3 times headshot multi, which means theoretically can 1-shot kill to the head. Here's the problem, it can't actually do any damage. The reason for that is because the spread is awful. If it was one single 22 that could do that kind of damage, this gun would be absolutely busted. Basically a GSP with a faster fire rate by a lot and a 10-round magazine, but it's just not that. The spread is absolutely awful, and it probably won't even be a 3-tap, much less a 1-shot headshot, but it is possible. I have hit 1-shot headshots with this gun. It's just not gonna happen very much, which is pretty unfortunate. I wish this was a better conversion, but for the very first one on this list, I do not recommend this. It's not good. I'd give it probably a 3 out of 10. It's just objectively really bad. I don't think you could ever argue that this is better than the default gun, which can 2-shot kill to the body. And yeah, it doesn't 1-shot kill to the head, but let's be real, neither does this. Like on paper, yes it can, but it just can't, you know what I'm saying? Our next shotgun conversion is Rat Shot on the Zip, and yes, most of the pistols only have Rat Shot, which is a bit unfortunate, but understandable considering, like, if it was a secondary shotgun, it would probably go in something like the other category, so that's why this is mostly just Rat Shot conversions. And surprisingly, Zip Rat Shot is actually kind of good. It can 5 or 4 hit kill to the body, which isn't really that great, but the spread is actually pretty decent, and while it does less damage per shot, it can have a 50-round drum mag, and it can actually 2-shot kill to the head. The best part about this conversion is that the 2-shot kill to the head is completely doable in close range, because as you can see, the spread is a lot better. And since it has 50 rounds, you can keep trying. Even if you're not going to initially hit that 2-hit kill head, it's possible to hit it, and it also fires faster than the 1911 Rat Shot conversion. I'm going to be real, this is a little bit better if you're not that great on the Zip. If you are pretty good with the Zip, I do recommend default ammo because it can 3-shot kill head at any range and doesn't have any spread or anything. This isn't necessarily going to be the best conversion in the game, but on the Zip, this is going to be like an 8 out of 10. I don't think it's a direct upgrade, but it's really good on the Zip. Is it a great gun though? No, it's like a 2 out of 10 overall. I'll give it another 3 because it's very similar to the Rat Shot on the 1911, but it's the Zip, so it's not really that great. Our final one is a conversion known as GSP Rat Shot on the GSP. I actually got this conversion buffed a while back. It can actually 1-shot kill to the torso, and you're like, well, that's great. It fires super fast. Well, not really. It doesn't do very great headshot damage anymore, but it can 1-shot kill to the torso, which is really not too bad, I'm not gonna lie. Considering, like, the spread is not too bad, but you have to hit every pellet to the torso to 1-shot, which isn't really that great at all. And there's a conversion later on this list that basically does the same thing that this does, but fires a little bit faster. But this does have 10 rounds, has very low recoil, not that it matters because it shoots pretty slow, and can 1-tap, which is really not that bad, I'm not gonna lie. Is this the best shotgun conversion in the game? No, but I do want to see more people using it because it's not the worst either. The fact that it can 1-shot kill, and I think it can actually 1-hit kill to the limbs, not even just the torso, is really not that bad. It doesn't shoot the fastest or anything, but I think it's a decent conversion worth checking out, maybe. Our final pistol with a shotgun conversion is a gun known as the GB22. This is a mini shell ammo type that does 32 times 9 to 13 times 9 with quite a bit of drop after 60 studs, but yeah, it's got some spread. But for close range, this is actually a pretty effective 1-tap. I heard it used to be really good. Sadly, I never actually used it too much back then, but it does make it the GB12, which is a pretty cool name. And it fires and reloads decently fast. It has some recoil, not that it really matters too much. But this is a decent shotgun conversion on the GB. If you're not really that great, I guess it's better than trying to hit headshots. But I'm gonna be real, this is not necessarily going to be the best shotgun of all time, but it can kill with 1 shot, which is cool. Honestly, this Super Shorty is a little bit better. This does do quite a bit more damage than that. And for close range encounters only, it will be a one-shot, which is pretty nice. It's just not going to be the best shotgun conversion, you know? There are shotgun conversions that do a little bit better in terms of one-taps, even though this actually has really good pellet damage and really good pellets. Like, it has 9 pellets instead of 8, which is the norm. It just doesn't really have a lot of damage drop either. It does really good damage, it just doesn't have the best spread, which is kind of annoying. I feel like they could give this a buff, but at the same time, it is a shotgun. People don't like shotguns being good, so maybe leave it how it is. I don't know. Next up, we have machine pistols. As I outlined in 300 tips and tricks, I recommend you watch that if you haven't. This is actually a decent conversion, I'm not gonna lie. It has 5 pellets, but the total of the 5 pellets actually has more damage than the default gun, as well as the fact that you keep your headshot multis, so it can actually theoretically 2-shot kill to the head. Now that's actually decent, but the problem is it has a lot of spread and the drop is not the best. It's actually pretty decent, like a 40 stud max range. That's about the same as the default ammo, which is pretty nice, so you won't lose damage super fast. It's not really gonna be the best conversion ever. It's just gonna be okay. Unlike all the other ones, I'm gonna give this one like a 5 out of 10. I'm not gonna say it's the best in the game or anything, but like, that guy is very clueless. So yeah, all the other conversions so far, GB12 gets a 4 out of 10. This one gets a 5 out of 10. Everything else is like a 3 or a 2 out of 10. Don't use them. They're just not worth using. In fact, this does 4.75 times 5 at range, which means it actually does about the same damage, theoretically speaking, because since it has such awful spread, you can't hit every pellet at range, which is kind of sad, but like, what are you going to expect? Triplex levels are good? I guess not. It's an alright conversion. I'm not going to say it's the best or anything, but if you really can't hit anything, maybe try it out. It's okay for close range. I almost forgot about the next one, which is on the micro Uzi, which I actually got this conversion to get a buff, which is pretty cool. It's the Strike 3 ammo type. Now, the Strike 3 ammo type, objectively speaking, seems extremely good. It has 1,200 RPM, 20 rounds, and does 17 times 3, which if you guys do the math, it actually does 51 damage if every pellet hits in close range. Now, that seems pretty cool, right? Like a 2-shot. However, it's not gonna 2-shot. It doesn't do the best damage, because first off, it has a 15 stud max damage range, which is essentially nothing. That's like point blank range. It's going to start dropping damage, and also it has awful spread. As you can see here, that's the spread. Not good. But I'm not going to write this conversion off. I am going to be giving this one another 5 out of 10 because it serves a purpose. It does a similar thing to the Rat Shot conversion on the Scorpion, where it doesn't really decrease your RPM. It just gives you a smaller magazine and a little bit of different damage and a lot of spread. But for close range, this is really not that bad. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it is actually usable in very, very close range. So if you want kind of a very easy gun to use as a secondary for close range, I'm actually going to give this one a 6 out of 10 because even though it falls off way harder, I do feel like the 1200 RPM lends this to not being a really trash conversion if you're just not good at hitting your shots, because yeah, it does that. I'm not gonna lie, I really like this, and I really liked it when it first came out, and it used to only have 40 reserves, so it basically ran out of reserve ammo in like 1 second. And I was like, hey, can you buff the reserve ammo? And they did that, so it actually has 3 mags of reserve instead of 2, which is pretty cool because at 1200 RPM, it's gonna fire a magazine in 1 second, and you kind of want to have more than 2 magazines. Next up, we have 2 revolvers, the first one being the 1858 with Snake Shot, which is absolutely horrendous. Basically, the 1858 Snake Shot is a GSP Rat Shot, but it can fire a little bit faster. That's about it. This conversion used to be absolutely insane. It used to do 33 to 20, now it does 15 to 10. It can still kill if every pellet hits, but it's really not that great anymore. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't have as good spread, it doesn't do anywhere near as good damage. It's just an alright conversion. It used to require 4 pellets, now it requires 7 pellets to kill, and oh shoot. Let me just try this. What am I even doing, dude? Ooh, AKM kill. Okay, I'm gonna be real. If you want to check out the default 1858 without Snake Shot, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not the best gun in the game, but it's pretty good. And next up, we had the Judge, which is kind of a better 1858 Snake Shot at this point. The Judge has 5 rounds, fires pretty fast. It does single load shells, which is a little bit annoying, but it does 51 times 4, so it can kill with 2 pellets out of 4. Basically, what you can expect is a pretty effective one-tap in very close range, followed by a pretty trash high recoil revolver for long range. range. So it's not really the best gun in the entire game or anything, but I do recommend you check this gun out. I don't think it's the best. It isn't really that bad for close to medium range. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because for a more generic shotgun, I feel like this is one of the better ones in the game. I'm currently using speed loader, which I don't really recommend. I actually recommend you single load because it's more like a pump action shotgun instead of like this where it's just a super long reload every time. But yeah, for close range, really not that bad. It also fires pretty fast as well, so if you're not hitting that one shot outside of like very close range, it's still gonna be a 2 shot, and you're still gonna be able to get that second shot off, which is pretty nice. I think you're gonna do pretty decent with this gun if you check it out. I don't recommend you pre-buy it, but if you don't like the Saiga 12U, you don't like the other one, it's super shorty, it's not a bad option, as well as the fact that it does 50 damage a pellet, which means you're not going to really have to land as many pellets, but it doesn't really have as many pellets, so it's pretty balanced overall. Slugs is pretty good as well. It's just kind of a rip-off executioner though, so I don't know. Next up we have the Super Shorty, and the Super Shorty is one of the better secondary shotguns in the game. It's also probably by far the most popular. It has a pretty generic shotgun type thing. It doesn't have the best spread, but it's pretty good, and it doesn't have the best damage, but it's okay damage. It shoots decently fast. It's a pump action. It single loads. It is a little bit generic, I will admit. However, it's like the old faithful of the secondary shotguns. It's like the first one to be ever in the game, and one of the most reliable as well. It doesn't one-shot kill a ton, but if you're in close range, it's pretty consistent. Like, it will always one-tap in close range, but, you know, just outside of close range, it will just do, like, no damage. It kind of falls off, I'm not gonna lie. Try out this gun, don't pre-buy it, it's pretty low rank, and also, please pre-buy the extended tube. It's what makes it good. Next up, we have the SFG50, which has a dust shot ammo time, which does 33.61 times 8. This has an absolutely amazing number of pellets and actually does really good pellet damage as well. The problem is the spread. You only get one shot and it takes forever to reload, and also the fact that this gun can already limb kill to 50 studs and torso kill to 210, so you don't really need a shotgun conversion, just hit your one shot. But if you're not really that great at aiming, it's not really too bad, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you want to have the experience of using the SFG but you can't aim, it really isn't the worst conversion in the game. Super Shorty is definitely gonna get a 7 out of 10. I feel like it's a really good one. This is gonna get like a 5 out of 10. Like, it's actually pretty usable and a pretty effective one tap, but it just only has one bullet and an awful reload time. Like, if you really think about it, if you're better at hitting stuff and you're going more close range, GB12 is even better than this, but it can actually kill, like, sometimes, you know? Okay, it didn't kill there, but it has a lot of pellets, and it has very loud hit markers when you hit your shots with it, which is really fun. Is it because I'm a fan of the SFG? I used to be a big fan of this gun. I'm not anymore. I just think that it's a cool conversion. You know, it's not the best, but it's pretty fun. Next up, we have the Thumper, which has a lot of different conversions, but I'm gonna be real, they all kind of suck, except basically the default ammo. And exotic slugs is kind of cool. This has a lot of pellets, pretty tight spread, and does pretty good damage per pellet. And it's kind of like an SFG, but it actually probably one-taps more and reloads faster. So it's kind of a better version of the SFG dust shot, but it isn't really as fun to use, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't have that cool scope, that long aim down sights, and it doesn't have as many pellets. Probably more effective, yes, but is it cool? Not really. This is a decent shotgun, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. In my opinion, it is a bit overrated. I see it quite a bit for the fact that it's only got one round, and people usually don't hit that one shot anyway. So what's the point? Use a more spammy shotgun that can still one tap if you really need to. But if you're able to hit your one taps with this gun, it's really not too bad, I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite parts about it is that the headshot multi is kind of busted with the default ammo, because this is actually firing like 10 22 bullets or something like that, or 10 223, I can't remember. It's firing a bunch of bullets instead of just being a shotgun. So technically it's not a shotgun, but it is a shotgun in game speak. Oh frig, I missed. Good headshot multi. It can kill with 2 pellets to the head, which is kind of ridiculous, and it's really not a bad gun. I'm just not going to say it's the best gun in the game or anything. So next up we have the Coil gun, which has the gold discs ammo type, which is just an absolutely abysmal conversion. It's weird, I don't know. 2 silver discs, it doesn't have any spread, it has like the same recoil, it has like the same damage. Gold discs is just an absolutely stupid, funny ammo type, I guess. It's just this weird shotgun kind of thing. I honestly kind of forgot until I looked at the Coil gun. I was like, oh yeah, that has a shotgun conversion, that this is in the game. It's fine, you know, it's okay. Silver disc has that fast reload, which I really just prefer. And I also just don't really like the idea of using a shotgun conversion on a gun that already does pretty weak damage, you know? You don't want to get the damage to be even more weak, but I guess it does like 10 damage instead of, you know, 11. It does way more. Okay. Next up, we have the sawed-off shotgun, which is pretty much the worst, except maybe some of those rat shot conversions. Basically, this has pretty trash spread that falls off extremely hard, as you can see from that range. And it has a pretty generic number of pellets, but it does extra pellet damage, which seems really cool, except the fact that you can't hit a single guy outside of close range. Is it funny Doom gun? Yeah, but I would use the Stevens instead. Like, if you want to do funny Doom, use the Stevens. It's better. It does have the Doom ult-aim, which is kind of cool, you know, and it's got the Doom Eternal type ult-aim, but it's just kind of a weak excuse for a sawed-off shotgun. It works great in close range, sure, but that's a sawed-off shotgun. It just doesn't really work past very close range. Like, this thing falls off so hard. It falls off harder than Ninja Fortnite. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 10. You know, it's pretty on par with some of the other weaker shotguns in the game. It's fine for like very close range. They've buffed and rebalanced this gun more times than I can count on one hand, but it's just never gotten that much better. But then next up, we have probably the best secondary shotgun in the game, the Saiga 12U. The Super Shorty and the Saiga 12U have the same size magazine. However, the Super Shorty has a lower fire rate, it doesn't have as good damage, and because it single loads, it has probably a slower reload time. Yes, this is a much higher rank, and yes, the spread isn't amazing or anything, but it's spammy. It's a close range, really reliable shotgun because it can one-tap in close range. I'm not gonna lie. If you like the Saiga 12 and you want a Saiga 12 but baby, get the extended mag on this thing, and it's good. It's a really good gun with the extended mag. The default gun is fine. It's got 3 rounds with a +1, and it reloads a lot faster than this gun currently does, but like, you want the extra rounds, even though I missed. You want the extra rounds just in case you're better than me and you want to actually hit your shots. This is definitely going to be like a 9 out of 10. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10 because that was old 1858. That was a 10 out of 10. But even when old 1858 was in the game, there was actually probably an argument for this one as well because it fires so fast and it has a 5 or 6 round magazine. Like, this is a really, really solid shotgun. Last up, we have the Obrez with the 410 bore attachment, which this conversion is absolutely abysmally bad. It has that spread. Like, look at that spread. It's so bad and so random as well. Super slow reload. Only got 5 rounds, which, you know, Saiga 12, you got that. It's basically, think like the Judge with less damage, the same number of pellets, worse spread, slower reload, and slower RPM. Why would you use this? I don't know. Funny, I guess. In defense of this conversion, it is called the Obrez, which is kind of a funny name, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just not good. Do I recommend this for any scenario? No. Never. It's just never gonna be good at all. The Saiga 12U, in all honesty, probably has a better, more consistent one-tap range. Fires faster, has a bigger magazine, probably a faster reload, way more RPM. This is just not good at all. The primary one is also really bad, but this is extra bad, I'm not gonna lie. It's just don't use it. It's not good. This is gonna get a 3 out of 10. Yes, it's technically a little bit more usable than maybe the 1911 Rat Shot, you know? Like, you can... Okay, it's just not good. Like, it's so bad. Like, literally, I think that Rat Shot 1911 might be better than this. It's very bad. Don't use it. If you guys did enjoy, though, gamers, that is every single secondary shotgun ranked in Phantom Forces. Make sure to like and subscribe, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.